Well, welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Another day in Tesla land. We are down. But hopefully this live stream helps us I should say we're not down. We're green, but net from the week, it's not a good week. Let me know if everything's coming in clear. I'm going to go up to the chart now. Looks like Tesla's climbing a little bit here. Good juju, that's right, exactly. Welcome y'all. Welcome Miles, Marco, Tyler, Gage. Welcome y'all. I'm gonna pull up interactive brokers on my phone. Let's make sure everything's there. Let's see, IBKR. There we go. Awesome, loud and clear. Thanks, Tyler. 10-year treasury is low of the day. Is it? Nice. Awesome. Hey Sanju, welcome. Is it really? Let's see. Let's take a look. TNX. Yeah, it's come down, hey, a little bit. Well, this is the 1-minute graph, which doesn't do me any good. Yeah, it's come down. Yeah, you're right. I mean, in the last 15 minutes, it's had its first green candle, but yeah, it looks good. I can't say I didn't hedge my Tesla position a little bit today. I bought more tech puts as a hedge. As you guys know, I was talking about that yesterday. Today, I took some profit on those when NASDAQ was in the red. Hey, too many fails. Hey, Kevin. In the money. How's it going? How's it going? My portfolio is a bloodbath, says Sylvan. Yes, I feel you. I feel you. Tesla graph's looking pretty good though. Let's take a look here. Let's zoom into the 1 minute, and let's keep the 1 minute up. I think 684 is where we're at right now. Our pivot point, remember, is 688. So if something's going to happen and we're going to start pivoting upwards, we have to pass 688. That's our next pivot point. I hate to say it though, but the kind of the magnet pull here we have is really on the downside right now. But let's see if buyers start stepping in before the weekend, right? That's what we have to kind of cling at right now. I'm just taking a look at my put positions. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Mohan. Oh, cool. It's starting to pop up again. Thanks for having Garrett. Awesome, cool. See, like that subscriber notification really never works. So if you subscribe and it doesn't pop up, give it a couple minutes. If you do, I think you have to have some sort of setting of your account being public or something for it to pop up. So I never know. Okay, let's take a look. So 684 is where we're at. Obviously, we want the 700 break. That's what I have set to today. We were as high as what we were as high as today. High of the day was, I think it was higher than this actually. Well, okay, it was open, which technically doesn't count, right? High of the day was first couple minutes of open, we hit 707, and I think we were all happy. We were doing a slight happy cheer in the Discord today, but that was short-lived. Yeah, hit that like, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let me take a look here. So my puts are down on the Qs, which is fine. I mean, it's a hedge for a reason. The worst thing that can happen, right? Not the worst thing, but one thing that can happen to my portfolio that would be not good is if we just chop around in this kind of area, we don't make a directional move. If we make a directional move on the downside, I'll cover up my puts that I'm long, and I'll take profit on those, and then I'll roll down my out of the money Tesla leaps. If we go up, I'm happy because we go up. The worst thing that what I don't want to see, and what you probably don't want to see unless you're short calls or short puts, is just this inevitable chop that we're going to be in, up and down, right? It's been a tough week for everyone's portfolio. I feel you guys. Tyler, Tom. I'm down from 861, but I've been writing calls on the way down. Nice, Tom. Nice job. Tyler's down 6K. Yeah, I mean, I'm down way more than that, so you're happy. You should be grateful. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's your account. It sucks that we're all down. Nice. What's gonna happen Monday? I don't know. Part of me really still is fearful of these yields, right? Treasury yields are still high. General uncertainty is still high. March 1 is Monday, so it's the first day of the month. So first day of the month, last month of the quarter. I have a hard time seeing us being really green on Monday, but obviously that's just my gut feeling. That's just my gut feeling. That's why I hedged and I bought some puts, because my account needs to start making some money. Even if it's on the downside, I don't care. I'm not a like, there's some people I know that like swear by not making money on puts, but for what reason, right? Like, whether you make money on calls or puts, it doesn't matter. I'm just here trying to make money. So that's tough, Tyler. Sorry to hear that, man. Maybe mid-March we see green. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well, Matthew, is once the stimulus and everything's is packed down. Man, this is becoming like a little counseling session in the comments. Everyone's telling everyone how much they're down. Hey, let me know where you guys are. Puts don't make you feel dirty. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. I know what you're saying. For certain stocks, for sure. But whenever you make money, you can use that money to go long. Let me know in the comments where you guys are sitting in from. Where you guys chatting from? Let me know. I think I know where a lot of you guys are from, but slow mode's on. I feel like that's my fault, says STC. No, that's not your fault. A couple weeks ago, we had some spammer come. Oh, Tesla's skyrocketing here. We had a spammer come in and put like a bunch of random derogatory stuff like every half a second. It was a rookie move for me not to have slow mode on, so I made it 5 seconds. It used to be 30. East Peoria, Illinois, DC, T-Dot, nice. LA, Atlanta, California, Vienna. Oh, in the money. I thought you were in Germany. Vienna makes sense. Actually, no. You did tell me in Discord you're in Austria. Springfield, as usual. The Ozarks. Good juju. Seattle. Hey, Seattle, nice. Welcome. Test therapy session, indeed. Chicago, Cleveland, NYC, Amsterdam, DC, North Carolina, New Jersey, Netherlands, Sweden. Nice. We got like look around, guys. We got some global coverage here. We were thinking about in the Discord, and this is gonna be like, a way out thing, but if we did like a meetup, there's no way we could pick a city. It would just have to be what's closest to me. Germany cloned, London, UK, Arizona for now, back in Belfair. Nice, Arizona. I love Arizona. I want to go back. I think I'm down 800k this week. I'm too afraid to check. Yikes, Kevin. I feel you. I mean, not that much, but I definitely feel your pain. That's savage. Sweden. I remember, Kevin, you're only down if you sell, right? I'm from Mars, using the Starlink. Of course, Sylvan, the fellow Quebectonian. Quebectonian, is that even a thing? Tesla's at 685 here. With you there, Kevin. Please like and subscribe early in the video to help YouTube algos. Yeah, I appreciate that, Tyler. Thank you very much. 144 people watching today. Yeah, there's like a direct correlation I find with when Tesla's skyrocketing and the amount of people that come on live. It's funny. Question. So there's 50,000 calls at 700. If we break and close above 700, the price will jump Monday because all those calls will be exercised. Not necessarily. Exercising calls is like a weird black box worth of it's not like because you exercise you buy them at market price and that's what shoots up the stock. Oftentimes market makers are sitting on their inventory, so they just dark pool it, and often there's like a bunch of back, like I said, black box stuff that really doesn't affect the stock price. So I mean, there was a theory going around. I think if Julia, you're watching on our Discord, Julia was saying she was pulling up the 10K report, and it said Elon Musk is to receive this many call options at this strike, so he can exercise them within 60 days of the new year. And the going conspiracy theory there was that technically every time Elon Musk exercises call options, he's diluting the stock. When he dilutes the stock, that's what could be causing a lot of the weakness. So potentially that was it. But I still think, if you were to ask me, and I'm going to pull up the daily chart just to show you, it's so obvious to me that, and this was our crash, right? On Monday, right? Monday down from 760 to all the way to 620 within a day. It's so obvious to me that people were tipped off about the Model 3 production line being down for a couple of days, which as a long-term investor, it doesn't matter, right? No big deal. But it's so obvious that there was people that knew about this and we didn't, so we suffered on the hands of those people that knew. It's so obvious to me, and the fact that it came out yesterday publicly and the day before at night on Twitter, that, oh, by the way, retroactively on February 22nd. So when for example, Gary Block, Gary Black sold a bunch of actually sold all of his Tesla shares, said he would buy back in the mid 700s, didn't, bought in the low 600s. Great move financially, awesome move for him. Just wondering, if he said he was going to buy in the 700s, why didn't he? Why did he wait an extra day until, after it tanked? But he's not an insider, so like it's not like, like kudos to him. I'm just wondering, why weren't we tipped off, right? That's all I'm wondering. So I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. We shall meet at Giga Texas. Nice. I'd be down. We're all in this together, guys. We're all in this together. We gotta hold. I'm gonna hold my Teslas. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm gonna hold. You do whatever you want. But we're all in this together. I agree, Anthony. Where do you see Tesla in a year from now? Man, Tesla is probably doubling its revenue. Brand new product line. Cybertruck's out on the roads. It's gonna be a year from now. Tesla as a company. I'm not gonna. I don't know stock wise exactly what it's gonna be, but company wise, you can't disagree. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. Hey Colson, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, exactly, Griffin. Yeah, it's a good price where we're at right now. I'm gonna hold till I'm 40. Nice. Diamond hand, says Marco. Exactly. I'm gonna pull up the 1 minute chart again. Let's take a look. So yeah, our pivot point again is 688, 689, let's call it. So, until we pass that point, it's hard to see any upside momentum coming in. Again, that's our daily pivot for today. I said on the Discord, I think our pin for the day might be 680. I'm hoping it's over 700. That's why I tried to make this YouTube title that. But let's see. Mellow Yellow, I saw you were famous on David Lee's latest Tesla video. I saw that. Tyler sent that to me, our mod here. That was funny. Tyler and I are having a competition. He thinks it's a 710 pin. It's less of a competition. It's more of he's trying to bring the extra optimistic juju, and I'm just jaded from this week a little bit, right? So that's all it is. I hope you're right. Late to the party, but have no fear. Albuquerque here to represent. Nice, Casey. Hey, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Beautiful state, I've heard. Never been. VIX is heading down. Is that right? Let's take a look. Thanks for the tips. Yeah, so what was interesting yesterday was, if you looked at the futures, SPY was S&P was down, NASDAQ was down, and VIX was down. It was interesting. Usually when NASDAQ's down 1.5% or something, VIX is usually up, but they were all down together, which was, it was interesting. CCIV, yeah. Someone sent me a question up here. I missed it. Do you still have CCIV? It's looking real bad with production delays announced right after D and estimate order. Today I trimmed off the last bit of my CCIV. If I come back in, it's going to be short-term trade. I am probably not going to invest in CCIV up until they start delivering cars. I don't want to be stuck holding a bag like Nikola. Which, by the way, on Nikola's topic, they released earnings last night. A grand total of $0 in revenue. They plan to come out with a $300,000 pickup truck. At least that's what I read on Twitter. Crazy. Just nuts. So I agree. Yeah, CCIV was a buzzkill. Yeah, it was a weird week. Marcus says I'm getting used to Tesla big drops. No problem. That's what you got to do. We've enjoyed, guys. We've been spoiled. I'm not sure how long you've been following Tesla for, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter, because if you look at the Tesla graph, man, this is from last summer. Okay, we've enjoyed some massive returns, and I'm not sure if you started investing recently or whatever. If you started investing recently and you've only seen downside of Tesla, if you're holding shares, just keep a larger time horizon, you'll be fine. But man, we've been spoiled in terms of the amount of return that we've gotten, right? This is our long-term graph of Tesla. Nothing goes up in a straight line. You know, there's ups and it's downs, higher highs, lower, higher highs, higher lows. That's what we've been seeing. This is where S&P inclusion pretty much happened. This was the squeeze of the new year. We consolidated, and now we've sold off a little bit. My guess is a lot of the selling off recently were insiders that sold off from production delays, as well as macro. If I had to pin it down to those two, that's not to say we don't see, you know, a little bit of a flush down to back to 600. I mean, it's definitely possible. But I don't see a full reversal right away. It's going to be tough for us to go straight up to 900s and all-time highs again next week, right? It just doesn't work that way unless like some massive catalyst comes through or something, and you know, and if the theory that Julia had in Discord with Elon Musk's options being exercised was the big reason why this week was down, potentially that could be it. But yeah, I mean, we're probably going to consolidate here for a while, which really made me it tempted me to collect some premium, right? Like an iron condor of some sorts, where I can collect premium past 750 and collect premium past like 650 or something. I didn't do it because honestly, the premium, I looked at it, it wasn't worth it. But Martin says they've built 5 prototype cars. Really, Martin, they've only built 5 of their cars? Is that right? Guys, we should go public. We should, if there's any engineers listening, any structural body engineers or any people that work in commodities and manufacturing and someone that works in management, let's create like a crowdsourced YouTube electric vehicle company and let's go public. We don't have to sell anything. Obviously, we can go public with 0 revenue. Been done before. Let's recruit someone from like Tesla that, you know, lost favor, and let's go public. Let's do it. That's where the real money is. You want to make real money? Go public. I don't even care what you go public for. If you go public and you're a CEO, you're a CFO, you're an executive, you're a C-suite man, whatever, you're going to make money from your options, from your shares. Doesn't matter. You're going to be fine. Hashtag Trevor Milton. Dude's a multi-billionaire. I think he was worth 10 plus billion. Yeah, PSTH. You know what? I had to liquidate PSTH for the time being. I might jump back in, but it looks like Q2 is when it's going to come back in. I'm just staying more in cash. I'm like 30 to 40% in cash at the moment on my account. And plus I've got puts. I'm just in a bad position right now because unless we see a directional move, my portfolio is going to suffer. And I know that. So that's why I'm trying to manage this on the side here for a second. Because, you know, I'm trying to decide what direction to take. Because if there's going to be chop, then I got to start collecting some premium. If I think there's going to be a downward move in the market, I should probably go like further short. I think my overall portfolio delta is about even though. Griffin says I'm an aero engineer. Don't think that helps. That's awesome. Very cool. Tyler says he's a software engineer. He got me. Nice. There we go. Okay. You need to find a SPAC? All right, okay. Someone's got Chamath's Twitter handle. We can tweet at him. A YouTube EV SPAC. What could go wrong? I mean, generally speaking, like the pool of knowledge that we would have collectively, all 197 of us, creating an EV company is going to be, I mean, a lot higher than I think a lot of newbies coming into the EV market will have, right? Like, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at all of Lucid's management team, but I'm guessing a lot of them didn't come from auto. And plus, if you came from ICE auto, internal combustion engine auto, you probably are set backwards from even starting at 0, right? Yeah, Shams, that could be possible. I know I have to. Tuning in from SoCal, nice. Gally did a great video. Lucid's main product is their stock. Huh, interesting. I mean, Galley's also. I learned he's a board member on Arcimoto. So I wonder if that makes him biased at all. Which, by the way, I'm long anyways. So let's see where we're at. Take a look. We're at. Let's pull up the 1 minute graph again. Make this a bit bigger. So it looks like we bounced right off that pivot point pretty much. Let's see. It's the battle between Tyler and I to see who's right on the pin. Yeah, Galley was a fan of Arcimoto for a while. FUV, yeah. Nice STC. Connor, I'm down 20k on my Tesla debit spreads expiring today, but I'm confident that my 600 leap will get me eventually back money. Nice. I mean, you got a lot of time on your 2022 stuff, and it's in the money. You know what you could do, Connor, is since your $600 leap is already in the money, you could collect some premium by selling out of the money calls. Potentially look into it, but it's called, if you want to Google it, it's called Poor Man Covered Calls. You use leaps as your stock collateral, and you sell calls like at 800, 900, something that, you know, worst case scenario, if Tesla goes up to 4,000, you'll still be covered on your short calls. Take a look at that to collect some premium. Yeah, Arcimoto is worth nothing, market cap wise. In the money, I will. Arcimoto is worth nothing. It's like worth like $800 million. I just don't know why it's such a small cap company. So, Griffin, did you hear Galley talk with Kevin saying that Tesla's 4 times overvalued? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on Warren Redlick's Twitter handle. So yeah, I did see that. I found that interesting, but I think he made a video like the day after to clarify, and he put a price target up at like at 1.16 trillion or something. I don't know. It was like a 3-minute video. That was weird. I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not one to get mad or be pissed at anyone if they have an opinion. Like, I think here's the thing. I do think there's a portion of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a portion of the YouTube community that quite literally will come at you with pitchforks if you don't agree with their take. And I'm not one of those. I like to hear people out on what they say. Backpedaling is interesting too, for sure. But you know, open dialogue, open discussion is great. I just don't like hypocrisy. Not that, you know, he had any. I'm just saying hypocrisy is where, you know, you can be called out for. But even then, like, you're entitled to your own opinion. Doesn't mean I have to worry about it. You put a 2030 back in napkin calculation, 20 trillion. Yeah, that was interesting. Like, how did you do 20 trillion? That's where I was a little bit confused, but quite admittedly, I haven't had enough time to watch any of his videos. James, does anyone like Arcimoto? I wouldn't ride that thing. It looks like a delivery vehicle. Do I like it? I'm long it. Do I know anything about it? Do I care about it? Probably not. I'm probably in the same boat as you, James, but there's a lot of people that really believe in it in our Discord. Yeah. Let's take a look at Griffin. Let's take a look at Flow Algo. All right. So let's take a look at Flow Algo. We just saw a dark pool of square order come in for 229. Okay, so keep that in mind. If we finish below 229 on square, that's looking bearish on square. That's not good. But let's take a look. SNDL, small call sweep. What other stocks do I care about here? GME, we just saw $198,000 call out of the money, close to at the money, really. Nothing there. GME call sweep. What is GME even at? Do I even care? It's such a gong show, that thing, right? $110. CCIV, we 53,000, not that big. Looks like GME call sweeps are coming in massive. Wait, these are expiring today. 150 strike call sweeps expiring today. That's weird. Interesting. Keep an eye on GME if you care. Let's see, what else? But you know what? Potentially. So the day that GME went from like $40 to $200, we saw a lot of call sweeps come in. I didn't say anything. I didn't look at it too much. I didn't care that much because it's GME after all. But man, had I cared enough, if I had like look flow algo down here, if you look at the bottom right, oh wait, my face is in the way. You look at the bottom right, and you can't see it, so let me up. You'll see at the bottom right here, there's GME, and it gave a buy long signal on that day when it skyrocketed. I went long right at 65, and man, was that a good call. It doesn't give very many flow algo, but it gave a signal at $65 on that day. So you do the math. It was good. It was a good trade. Let's take a look here. What else? Afternoon. You like it when it goes international? Yep. Nice. All right. Let's look at, so Tesla. We saw the last sweep. It's been a couple hours since then. So we did see 800 strike call sweeps come in for 350,000 for March though. So it's nothing huge there. Let's take a look at SPY. SPY, a lot of dark pool prints came in. 382 is the majority of all of them. So meaning if SPY closes above 382, that's bearish. If it closes below, that's bullish. So let's see. Square, let's go Square. Nothing came in for Square. Amazon, nothing came in for Amazon. What else do I care about? CCIV maybe. CCIV, we did see some, but CCIV is a dog right now. What else? What else do you guys care about? Check my portfolio. Let's check the Qs for a second. We saw one put sweep for 250,000, so not very much there. Apple, we saw some call sweeps today, but Apple generally we see a lot of call sweeps for, and none of these are for this week, or next week. So I'm not that interested in it. So let's take a look to, well, I'll keep an eye on this as we stream to see what sort of stuff comes up for next week. But it honestly doesn't look very exciting today in terms of what's come up on the feed. And no buy signals. These buy signals, I don't live and die by, but these are really good. When I have time and I catch one right when it comes up, they only come up ever so often. But when they do, they're kind of like just money makers. IPOE, I'll check IPOE. Nothing on IPOE. Someone says SPE, sure, I'll check SPE for you. Nothing on SPE. So yeah, I mean, Neo, you know what? Neo is funny. I sold my goddamn leap to my January 45 strikes. I sold them. It was just a dog, and I probably could have kept it, but I thought the money that the cash I'd sit on hand might be more worth it than sitting on potential alpha from Neo going up. I don't know. I was just tired of waiting for it, and I thought if next week presents us with an opportunity to potentially buy even lower at a dip, I have cash sitting on hand. That's kind of what my strategy was, if that makes sense. So let me change the Nasdaqs here to, guys, the sun's coming in my face. You know what that means. If you're new here, you probably don't. If you're an OG to the channel, you know when the sun comes in my face, it's usually a signal. I'm gonna mark where the sun started hitting my face on the chart. Let's take a look. Time level. No coincidence, right there. That vertical red line is where the sun started hitting my face. So let's take a look. You know, screw flow algo. Who needs flow algo when you have the sun algo? It's a sign of God. It's the good juju. Exactly. You guys got it. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up in my face for a little bit, but I'm not sure how long it's gonna work for me. But guys, I'm gonna suffer through some future cataracts. Cross my fingers. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. For y'all. Sun hits my face, stock goes up. Exactly, you got it. Let's take a look. The sun algo. Exactly. So I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna keep my flow algo on loud in case something comes up here. Here we go. Alrighty, all right. So yeah, so Tesla 680. Tyler, looks like I'm gonna win this thing unless in the next half an hour we see a move up. 680 is really looking like where it wants to hit. One thing to note as well is like our linear regression channel, this red, is now officially pointing downwards on the 1 minute at least. So that's something to watch out for. Not ideal. So, you know, if we're gonna be magnetized, it's gonna be down to the 666, the devil's number. Who holds over the weekend? Have you spotted any strong patterns? Oliver, not really. Everyone loves to say, you know, everyone who's gonna want to hold over the weekend, but no, everyone's gonna want to sell last minute. I generally find that to be overrated. Another metric I find to be overrated is market on close, MOC or MIM flow on Twitter, which is quite popular to see it. You know, do we have net 1 billion to buy or 1 billion to sell? I find those kind of metrics usually, like from my experience, I haven't seen much correlation with them. That's just luck. Oh man. Let's take a look here. Did I miss a comment? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, 680 is where my guess was, just fun, like technically speaking, but you know, I feel about technicals and pinning. I mean, in general, what we've seen though is since Tesla's been beaten up this week, the pin is since there's always buyers ready to go towards the last half an hour of the day, last 45 minutes of the day. I think since I think it'll pin at 680, I probably have my guess around 690, $10 higher, just because I think right now there is the ability for more buyers to step in than usual because the stock is down so much this week. We're about even though for the day, right? Like we're down $2 on the day, so it's right around even. Let's take a look. Hey, 225 live, 68 likes. Yeah, appreciate all the likes coming in. 68 likes. Hey, let me take a look. It says 50. Oh, it says 69 now. 69. Don't ruin that number. Just kidding. Appreciate y'all. I don't know what the likes do, to be honest. I don't do a lot of marketing techniques and stuff that I think a lot of YouTubers are really a lot better at than me, but I just try to have good conversation. We'll take it as we will. I mean, the growth of the channel, by the way, it's just crazy to me. So I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Whether you like or not, or subscribe or not, I appreciate y'all. I think we're at 5.8 thousand subscribers at the moment, which is nuts to me thinking about that. So 680, 5.85 thousand subscribers. Nice. 5.85. Nice. That's awesome. Let's take a look here. I mean, it's interesting. You see us getting back to 800 this year. Oh, for sure. I mean, in my opinion, yes, for sure, Shane. But who am I, right? Who am I? Green at close? I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah. The more likes, the more likely to put your content out there, and the earlier people come into the stream, the better. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Hit that like button should be your like line. Hit that like button. There we go. Thanks, Sylvan. Great, no BS content. Appreciate that step. That's what I try to do. Keep up the good work, bro. Appreciate it. 10-year note down to 144. Thanks, Gage. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pull it up on the side here. Yeah, so like you guys were saying yesterday on the feed, it looks like the Senate is looking to pass stuff on the 14th. So I mean, until then, it really seems like we're probably going to be choppy until then. We'll see. Stimulus will definitely boost it, but the question is, at what point will the stimulus come? Like, that's the thing. If we expect a 20% increase from stimulus, if Tesla's at 800, right? That's different because a 20% increase is now Tesla's at 960. If we get a 20% increase at Tesla's at 600, then that's only at Tesla at 720. So the 20% might be right, but it's a question of what's our principal starting point before that bump comes in, and you want to stay alive until then. You want to stay solvent until then, right? Vivian, hey, if people beg me to like and subscribe, I usually don't. If people are authentic, I like them. It's obvious. Nice. Next week predictions. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Expect the pre-market to be down, and I'm just in a bearish short-term mindset until this stimulus gets passed. I think a lot of people are hurting across the country, across the continent. Financially speaking, COVID has really ruined a lot of businesses, and they're at the breaking point right now if they haven't been for the last couple months. So I really think this stimulus can't come soon enough. The fact that it's already been delayed till the 14th just, pisses me off for Americans. Not that I have any say with what should happen, but it's just annoying that, like, they have the House, they have the Senate, they have the presidency, and yet people are still waiting months. But I get it, hindsight. Looking back, it's only grand scheme of things. It's only a couple months. It's not a huge deal, but it can't come soon enough. Is my opinion. Thank you, Colson. Appreciate that. Can options help you predict price development? Yeah, Lutz. Options are basically odds, right? It's basically it's the derivative. It's the first derivative of the underlying stock. So when you want to potentially move the stock, or you think you'll move the stock, oftentimes you'll trade the derivative first so you can profit on the underlying moving, right? And what that allows us to do is to follow big money. And when we see big money going into certain options or certain calls or puts, or one general direction or the other, that usually is a tell about where the underlying might go. Again, it's all odds though, right? It's not, because let's say if big money comes in, we get $100 million worth of Tesla call sweeps come in that are for next week, right? That doesn't mean Tesla is going to 100% move. It might, because it's a sheer volume would be crazy, 100 million, right? All the delta. But it tells you that there's big money following Tesla really going up next week. So therefore, you can probably consistently bring up your odds of Tesla going up next week. Not that it's going to happen. It's all odds based, right? That's the way I look at it. Yeah, if you press the like, you'll help in the channel, so I appreciate that. Wild guess, we're either at 685 or 677. Let's take a look. We'll see. We're at 682 right now, so we're 683 right now. They voted to pass a bill and then write it. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I get it. I'm not American. I can't say anything about American. Like, I love American politics. I always have. Being a Canadian, it's kind of like American politics are almost more important for our livelihood than Canadian stuff that happens sometimes, unless it's really like micro policies. But yeah, hopefully they get it all sorted out. We're rallying a little bit here to the end, but again, guys, I told you in the beginning of the stream, our pivot point. By the way, our Sun algo is going quite well. Do you guys see that red line right here that we have? I'm not sure if I can. Hopefully you guys can see it. That red line right at 12:30, that's when the sun started hitting us. Had you have gone long, you would have made how many dollars worth of a move? 678 to 683. About a $5 move right there. A $5 move from the sun algo. Looks like the sun algo is someone's gonna back test that thing though. US and Canadians are cousins of sorts. Exactly. 100%. For sure. Huge wallet 705. Yeah, I don't even know if we can break 688 today. So we'll see. John, the House did, I believe the House did pass the bill. It's the Senate that's really dragging their feet, if I recall correctly. But someone can correct me. Yeah, any future prospects for long-term holds? Tough question, right? Like, I still believe in all my conviction plays. It's tough to believe in what you believe sometimes in times when the stock goes so far against you. But I'm used to it with Tesla. Square's going down because Bitcoin's going down. If you hold shares, by the way, look at that. Look at those green candles coming up here towards the close. But definitely if you hold shares, like I hold a lot of shares in different stocks that to be honest, as an options trader, when I hold shares, it's like the least amount of stress possible. It's quite honestly like, if there was a scale between like easy way to make money and the hardest way to make money, it'd be a inverse scale oriented with if you own shares or options, basically. Or better maybe is if you overlaid a time series between easiest to trade or easiest way to make money, hardest way to make money, and an inverse correlation between how long your time horizon is. Because if you want to beat the market over 10 years, in my opinion, it's very easy. If you want to beat the market in a microsecond, it's next to impossible. If you want to beat the market in a swing trade in a couple of weeks, it's easier than beating it in a microsecond, like algo trading or HFTs, but it's a lot harder than if you have a long-term time horizon. So I say all this to say that if you hold shares and you have a long enough time horizon and the fundamental underlying business, like Tesla, is executing in the way that it should execute, right? Because remember, quarter by quarter, what happens, like this 3-day melt of the Model 3 production line, it doesn't matter if you hold your shares for 5 or 10 years. It's a blip. It's not even a pothole, okay? It's nothing. But if your time horizon is the next month, like I had someone on Twitter message me. By the way, if you message me on Twitter, most of the messages go into message requests, and quite honestly, I appreciate all the love. It's just hard for me to reply to. But this one I read, they said, I'm looking to buy a house. I hold this many Tesla shares. Should I wait or should I liquidate now? Or is it going to go back up in the next month? That's a tough question, right? Like, as much as I'd like to think that there's probabilities that we can calculate, that's a big problem. Like, if you need those funds to close on a house, man, if Tesla goes down $20, you're going to get scared shitless and you're probably going to sell your shares anyways. So do yourself a favor, have a long-term time horizon play, right? For me, that's Tesla, Square. Really, those are the two big ones right now. Maybe crypto as well. Have your longer term plays, and then the shorter term stuff that you do, like the trades and collecting premium and trying to time the market. Play with a smaller percentage of your account, right? That's the way I do it, at least. I'm not saying that's the way you have to do it, but that's the way I think is a good way to go about it. Yeah, HFTs are really meant to suck money out of retail investors. Yeah. You know what though, with Interactive Brokers, me and my buddy, who I'm not sure if he's watching, but we actually tried coding up an algo. You can actually, fun fact, if you have Interactive Brokers and you're techie enough, I challenge you to try to create an algorithm to trade. You can back test it, you can code it. It's very cool. It's a nice project. I challenge you to try to do that. That'd be kind of cool. Keep the sun in your face. You know what? The sun actually has, for the first time, gone above the rain screen because, let me see if I can turn around the camera and show you guys. They're doing construction, so there's like scaffolding everywhere around my place. I think it's the first time I moved my camera on stream. But there's scaffolding everywhere. So usually it's a kind of a hit or miss as to what's going to happen. So, do you like Neo? I like Neo second in probably the EV space for sure. I mean, it definitely is probably second. Indeed, we are green. Indeed, we are green. Well, the last week, Oliver, has been tough. I mean, last week I posted on Discord, I'm down like 30%. But over the last 12 months, I think my return has been like 1,100%. So not normal returns for sure. I might definitely probably going to give us some of those back, but I'm happy. That's what you're trying to do. Nice, Amir. Nice. Challenge accepted. Nice step. Yeah, go for it. Interactive Brokers is great. Again, remember, a lot of HFTs and institutions use they use Interactive Brokers to do their trading. So good juju for next week. I hope so. Have you checked Option Alpha? They haven't auto traded. Yeah, you know what, Step? I'm on their email list. I'm not sure if that's out yet though. I think it was early release. Can you make a trading bot with Python? To be honest, I'm not qualified to answer that. But if you go to Interactive Brokers, search up Algo, they'll like have tutorials for you to walk you through how to do it. I've looked into it with my buddy. It's cool. Yeah, Will, you gotta. If you're a software engineer, you're gonna get a kick out of it. I'm not saying that you're gonna get a return out of it because it's gonna be hard. But check out on Reddit. I'm a part of the subreddit called, I think it's called Algo Trading or Algo Investing. Just search it up. and it's an amazing resource full of people that are trying to make algos. It's a super cool weekend project that you can dive into if you have time. Python indeed, says Amir. Okay, there you go. I'm working on one, but now I have to work on interface similar to TradingView. A lot of job to do that from scratch. Yeah, interactive brokers and some platforms will give you like basic building blocks so you can just build them. Griffin was saying, or no, Step was saying that you can look at Option Alpha. They have a auto trading bot where they've made it easy. Looks like Tesla's testing this pivot point here, hey? Let's go, folks. Oh, that's cool, Martin. Tesla's powering up. Let's take a look. Got my portfolio here. Let's take a look. I might have to liquidate my put position here on Tesla for next week because I still am short. Let's see here. Let's go. It's all the good juju. I think we're probably going to bounce off of this pivot point. Again, this is the pivot point, right? So generally speaking, in technical analysis, like if we're going to start having a bullish trend, we have to break above the pivot and hold above there. So we're at the pivot right now. Let's see if we can break through. I mean, really, if we can break through 690 and hold, that looks good for oh shit. Literally as I said that. Just look at that. Okay, Sylvan. Okay, yeah, I not an endorsement. I don't do it. Hell, it took me a week just to figure out how to set up IBKR and how to monitor trade. Yeah, Tyler, it's a tough learning curve for sure. I'll give you that. It's not sexy at all. Nice. Griffin got out of his NVIDIA 600 calls. Nice. Huge slap off that pivot point, huh? I mean, these pivot points, right? They're not perfect. They're not always gonna work, but generally speaking, like it helps you to have this than to not have it, is the way I look at it. The one thing that I don't like on this thing, I can probably take out, is probably the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands just, I find them so messy. I'm not sure what you guys think, but let's take a look. Great, I've screwed up everything here. I just find them a little bit messy, to be honest. Like, this is a lot cleaner. I've just got my moving averages. So let's take a look. I mean, we'll see. Good call on the pivot point. Yeah, I mean, this is not a manual pivot point. This is auto-generated with the pivot point study that you can add on Thinkorswim. But the purple one is the pivot point. The other ones are support and resistances. So we might still break through the pivot point, right? But it's just to say that there's a lot of supply there. VWAP is also good. Yep. When you're selling calls on your leaps, do you try and sell every week? If the price starts shooting up fast, do you tend to buy back your call, keep less premium? Yeah, so these are the kind of questions that I would paper trade on, because if you don't sell premium, you might get scared out, buy them back. Try to give yourself a couple of weeks. Like every week, it's hard to predict price movement, and you're not going to get enough premium. One thing is, try to only sell premium when you're getting enough of it. If you're not getting enough of premium, like if I'm going 100 strikes away and I'm collecting $1, like what am I doing? That's just not worth it, right? So like if I'm going 100 strikes away for 2 weeks and I'm collecting like $7, okay, now we're talking, right? So try to know that the risk and reward is worth it. And I can't stress this enough, never sell naked calls. Always have them covered, whether it's with shares, whether it's with leaps. Always have them covered. You don't know what that means, don't even sell any premium. Okay, I just can't stress that enough. Risk is high. Stuff with GME, right? GME was $40. And if you sold calls, man, very unlucky. I had someone, one of our YouTube friends actually had that happen to him. Super unfortunate this week. It's just, yeah, I don't want to get into it, belabor the point, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, look into it. Daniel Ives needs to come up with a buy rating. I don't know if Daniel Ives actually has any pull right now. I don't know. Miss Toot, are you using weekly or daily pivot points? These are daily, so I don't think they change based on my time horizon either. They're just set at where they are, but they're calculated daily only. Yeah, correct. Do you wait until 1 day to expiration or less from rolling them out? What I follow generally is when I collect 50%. Wow, Tesla is really rejecting off that pivot point, huh? When I collect 50% of what's possible, so if I sell a covered call for $7, okay, once I've collected $3.50, the math shows us that it's worth us for us to buy that back and to re-roll out and collect another $7, let's say. So you don't want to hold till collecting all of it, because then you run the risk of the position going against you. Don't get greedy, collect 50%, move on, roll out. And generally speaking, like for example, Tasty Trade is a really good resource for this. Tyler, it looks like I'm going to win this 680 pin, by the way. But Tasty Trade is a good resource on this if you're looking at options income trading. And collecting premium at 50% is generally what they recommend. And they recommend selling at 45 days out. That's what the data shows is enough of premium, enough of time, even if the position goes against you. So yeah. And then you also get short-term gains. Like there was a Discord discussion happening between a couple people a couple weeks ago about, hey, if I hold 400 Tesla shares in my long-term account and I sell weekly covered calls as income, I think there was a thread going around where in the States, the IRS now considers your shares short-term capital gains eligible, which is something that you really should look into and talk to an accountant about if that's true. And I think if you do it 45 days or more out, then you don't. But if you do it like every week or something, then you can possibly run that risk. Luck. Yeah. Oh man, yes. Okay, so yesterday, I don't even want to go into GME a lot, but those 20-cent calls on GME the other day, every $20 you put in would have turned into like $1,800. It was just nuts what happened. It doesn't take a genius to tell you that, but man, that move was so unexpected. Just crazy. 5 minutes left. Yeah, we got it. So 5 minutes left. I don't, Jeremy. No, I don't. But people in our Discord have been posting about that for a little bit. Generally speaking, I look at technical analysis second. You guys know this, right? I look at technical analysis second. I look at fundamentals and news first because news trumps all. News trumps all. I don't care what technical analysis says. If I know Trump is coming on to speak about Tesla tomorrow on Battery Day, I know that fundamentally that has less to do with what the news has to do. So news is first, then technicals. In times like right now where we don't have a lot of news, we just have a lot of void of just what's going to happen, then we rely on technicals a little bit more because it's a little more predictable than waiting on something coming out. Damn, Griffin, nice. All right, throw in a rocket. Throw in your catchphrase into the chat as good luck. Let's push through the last 5 minutes here. Shoot Tesla a message here in the chat. To keep whatever you want to say to throw this back up to 700 in the last couple of minutes. I am probably going to buy back my put for next week. John threw a rocket. There we go. I'm going to buy back my put for next week because I think if we gap up in the morning, I'm screwed anyways. So let's buy this back at a loss. Screw it. I'm not buying it back. It's only $300. Rocket. There we go. Let's wish Elon announces FSD after hours. I hope so. Oliver, let's go higher than Doge. Oh man, don't even. Doge is just nuts. Let's spark it up. Oh, 4-leaf. That's a 3-leaf clover, but I'll take it, Tyler. Powers that want to crush Tesla. I'm hoping for some after hour news. Let's see if we get any of that. Some fire emojis. I like it. A little dab action from Pat. Hey, Jose, welcome to Patreon. Awesome. I'll catch you in Discord. Awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. $3, $5, I think, buys you into our Discord, helps support the channel. We have great conversation in there 24/7 and on the weekend. So if you want to continue the conversation, feel free to join Patreon. Oh, I got a lot of Discord messages. March 14th is the week before quad witching, says Investor Child on our Discord. Okay, interesting. Good to keep in mind. Quad witching, remember third Friday of the last month in the quarter. Welcome, Anne. 680 pin. Yep. Tyler's gonna say it's luck, but I can't say I didn't call it. Kathy, price target next couple weeks. Yep, that's gonna be awesome. Bitcoin, FSD equals I retire early. You think Kathy will strategically announce her price target? I mean, maybe. I think there's probably a degree of truth from that. Great job, loving you for Ken. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Thank you. What did I say? Yeah, 680. Looks like we actually 677 is where we're at. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, hold on. What do I do with my QQQ puts? I'm definitely holding those, right? Guys, I have to say, I'm short-term bearish right now in the market. At the minimum, I think we chop around. I think the stimulus stuff needs to come and go for this. But I mean, that being said, if Tesla went up to 900 tomorrow, I'm gonna be a happy camper. But it's just I think it's good to be honest with ourselves and not to live in an echo chamber. 675. God damn it, my pin didn't work. Unless we have 30 seconds now. How long do we have? 15 seconds. All right, let's go. Come on. Let's do it. All right, 680 pin. No, 675 is where it looks like it's gonna pin. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, geez, 666 is where it closed at. Damn. Where was the last timestamp? So look at the time and sales on the side. So 671. Someone pushed that right to the bottom at 671, right at close. That looks kind of manipulated at the end. Hey, someone just came in and they didn't even hit that. They didn't even hit the bid. They went lower than the bid. After hours, 671. Look at these two. Look at these two lot orders right at close. This is probably the closing cross. 1.4 million lot orders, which means add two zeros, which means 146 million shares sold right at close for the closing cross. So that's 1 times by 671. That's about, how many billion is that? 1, 2. That's about 97. Is that right? 97 billion? Hold on. $97 billion worth of Tesla stock at close. Jesus Christ. And it was actually at the ask. So it was a little bit strong. I mean, it closed at 671. It closed at 671, but the closing cross seemed at 675. So that's interesting. Interesting to see. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You almost called it. Yeah, you almost said you said 685, 670. Yeah, you're close. You're close. Yeah, it's crazy. This is the right time for institutions to buy since you got a better price at S&P 500. Yep, hope so. It's 1.4 million lots, Griffin. So it's not 1.4 million share. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Or no, thanks for the Patreon. Welcome. How do I can't. The sun's in my eye. Hold on. Abjeet, welcome to Patreon. Join us on Discord. It's 1.4 million lots. So, for example, if you see 444 here, that's not 442 shares. That's 44. Let me add two zeros. That's 44,000 shares, right? So if you see 1.4, that's a lot. And these doubling, I see that every day. I think it's just because it's a cross. I don't consider them both there. But yeah, it's nuts. This is end of quarter for funds, so they'll be looking at booking profit whenever they can, but they'll be back. Yeah, and you brought up a good point about tax selling, right? Admittedly, I have to do the same thing. I have to bring out cash to pay for tax gains. And I think potentially that's possibly what we'll see as a downward movement into next week. But let's see. End of March, someone asking, middle March, end of March, I'm bullish again. Stimulus will be out. Price target will be out. I think the market will recover. Yields will be back down. GME's moving fast after hours. Really? What is it at? It's at 107. We'll see. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy high. Yeah, it doesn't sound right. 90 billion. Well, hey, thank you, Jeremy, for supporting the channel. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do the math here, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm using my freaking Windows calculator, so I could have missed a 0. When do you see us hitting 850 again? I want to say if maybe middle of March, maybe end of March, maybe April. Yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend, right, on macro. If we look at TNX, which is a 10x, or which is the 10-year treasury, we finished the day at almost lows, but we did spike until the end of the day. If we look at the Qs, Qs were weak into close today. Overall today, they were just we're up, we're down, just chop. That's why I'm quick to take profits right now for my trades. You know, when I was up on my puts this morning, a couple hours in, I sold them, I re-rolled them out. Like, chop is going to kill you in this market. It's killing me in this market. And I'm used to chop. I mean, we had a chop market for a while. Last 10 years have been a tremendous bull run. Last 4 years especially, but we'll see. When do you see us hitting 850? Tyler says tomorrow. We're hitting, guys, Monday, putting out the good juju out there. We're hitting 900. Happy? There we go. I said it. If Sunday, follow me on Twitter. If Sunday futures are up, you know I'm going to be tweeting some bullish sentiment. So don't even worry about it. I'm not a short investor, but I like being long stocks. I like being long equities. Just in general, even if there was no market direction, I'd rather see things succeed than fail. I don't think anyone, I mean, it takes a certain type of person to like being a bear. You know, it's kind of masochistic. What's that word? I don't even know. But yeah. What's the opposite of fun? That's what he tweets. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for upgrading your membership. To join our Discord, I'm not sure if the link is going to work in YouTube because YouTube is a little bit crappy with their memberships in Discord. So shoot me a message or an email or a Twitter DM and I'll send you a Discord link. But there should be a Discord link in there. I'm going to try to figure it out. Just for anyone wondering, like, the easiest way to support the channel and get Discord membership instantly is join Patreon. But I appreciate the YouTube membership stuff too. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. Let me try to figure that out. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting on a lot more cash than I usually am, so I'm ready to take advantage of further dips, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, she preserving mental capital today. Yes, Martin. I tried to at least. I woke up at market open, but yeah, I woke up at market open and did a couple of trades. Sold my puts, and then I was like, screw it, I'm not looking at the market for a couple hours, and I came back. So I knew I was going to do a power hour, so I knew I was going to be glued to my screen. So do I sell call or puts often? Yeah, I do. I sell puts on stuff that I'm happy to buy, like on Neo. I'll sell out of the money puts. Do I sell calls? I sell calls only if they're covered with leaps or stock. He who shall not be named gave you a thumbs down again. It is what it is. How do you feel about the wheel strategy? Admittedly, I don't implement it. There was a good discussion about it on Discord last month. But I think generally it really depends on the market. Right? If we're in just general bull market, you know, covered calls can go against you and really limit, like for example Tesla. Had I started doing a lot of covered calls on Tesla last year, last summer, last spring, I would have never gotten the returns I've gotten. So I mean, though it's great and I think it could probably work better with indices, again, but I'm not too intimately familiar with it enough to you know, sway one way. I'm happy to be convinced one way or another is what I'm saying. Okay, so let me just try to figure this out here. Man, we got a lot of memberships on YouTube. I didn't even realize. Jeremy, Chuck, Julia, Florin, Young Tran, Charles, Trung, West, Kevin. Appreciate all you guys. Wow, I didn't even realize. Got like 50 people here. That's awesome. Let's see here. Ryan, off topic, but I'm curious. Did you go to university? Yes, I did. I went to University of British Columbia. I studied economics and business. So economics is my background. But that doesn't mean much. Covered calls are dangerous, big movements, and you'll be stuck chasing. I wouldn't do covered calls for stocks you want to keep long term. I think you do. I think you want to do covered calls for stuff that you don't think is going to run as much as Tesla had potential to run. Like for example, Apple. Is Apple? Am I going to wake up one day and Apple's going to be up 40%? No. 30%? No. 10%? That's even unlikely. Tesla can be up or down 10% every day. Covered calls for stuff like that can work, right? But yeah, what's worked for me as an option strategy? I mean, so the biggest option strategy, and here's the thing: a strategy is only as good as the market you're in and the underlyings you're trading, right? The biggest returns for me have been from Tesla leaps, and I think it's not even close compared to the amount of return I could have gotten from stock. For me, it was Tesla leaps, and specifically buying in out of the money leaps starting last April. So it's funny. Like I've talked about this before. I wasn't a Tesla bull for a long time. I was actually a Tesla bear for a long time. I didn't think they had. I didn't think they'd survive. I didn't think they had enough money. It was my dad who actually made me drive a Tesla Model 3, got me into it, started telling me more about Cathie Wood. He's the one that really convinced me to kind of see otherwise, because for years although I think Elon Musk was always great, I always felt like Tesla was just on the brink of one last thing that was going to go bad. But man, I'm lucky I switched. And what's that? Is it a Milton Friedman quote? He's, it's like when facts change, you got to change. And if you don't, what are you even doing? So when facts started changing, Tesla started becoming free cash flow positive, bringing up EBITDA, things changed. And I flipped the switch real quick. And a lot of my buddies who known me as Tesla bears, and I wasn't like a loud Tesla bear. I was just like, I don't know if Tesla's going to survive. I was one of those guys. Hey, thank you, Lam. Lambu, thank you for joining Patreon. Appreciate it. And then all of a sudden, I started looking at the balance sheet a little bit. I started really listening to Cathie Wood back when, she was that crazy lady on CNBC. Like back when she had no notoriety at all. My dad was telling me about her. So I can't thank my dad enough. And yeah, it was here's what, being in business, I think one personality trait that I really appreciate that I have, that I've grown into, and trust me, it's hard because everyone has an ego, is that when you're wrong, you like digging your heels in. But one thing I've gotten better at as I've gotten older is being able to do 180s when facts have changed. And should facts change in the future, I'm ready to switch my thesis, right? It's not that I'm digging into whether I'm gonna die on this hill with it or not. I have to look at the facts. So James, I was a Tesla bear too, even when Elon was a bear when it started. Yeah, for sure. And I think, what? After hours, we're at 670 now. It looks like someone just dumped a lot of shares really low to manipulate this down. But even Elon says this, when Model 3 was ramping up, he didn't know if Tesla was going to survive. And as an investor, I give kudos to any one of you that were doubling down on your Tesla investment when that was happening. But that's, if you look at it just rationally speaking, that was not rational. As an investor, if the company's this close to bankruptcy, Cathie Woods actually talks about this. She says they were close to bankruptcy, but we all know that they could have raised more money, and we were willing to give them more money. Well, that's great. If you're Cathie, you can give them a bailout sort of thing and inject capital in the company. But I wasn't privy to the fact that investors were ready. So you got to get your dad on. Yeah, my dad usually works during the day, but that'd be cool. Yeah, and that's the thing. I changed my mind. I changed my mind on Tesla, and thank God I did, and thank God I came around. Now I have a Model 3. I'm long Tesla shares. I've come around to Tesla for sure, and I think that's why I really hate echo chambers of what. Here's what I love about you guys. You guys look at everything crystal clear, factually, rationally. I see a lot of people sometimes in other people's comments, I'm not going to go through who, that if you say anything at all looking down on a stock or like, hey, I wonder if like, this XYZ thing might have a problem in the future for Tesla, they come at you downwards with just personal attacks. That's why I think you guys as a community, we're really awesome because we look at everything as a way to think rationally, think clearly. And it's hard when you're, if you're rational in Tesla, it's hard not to be bullish is what I'm saying. So how did he get into Tesla and Kathy? Maybe you can interview on the channel. Yeah, everyone keeps asking for that. Maybe I will, but how did he get into Tesla and Kathy? My dad's just a general tech investor, right? Like he loves tech. He was on the Apple, he was probably the first Apple fanboy that I ever knew. Early days of Apple. He got me, I'm 20, I'm 25. And when I was, when I was a kid, like 3 or 4 years old, back when computers weren't really a thing, he was like bringing me to people's little garage computer shops, showing me how computers are built and all that sort of stuff. So he's always been like loved being on the brink of tech stuff. So yeah, I went all in on Tesla summer 2019, sold out twice. Nice, Josh. I went all in last spring. So I was tired of losing money on Tesla puts. Yeah, Jonathan, I am. James, 2019 Tesla started building Giga Shanghai. That changed my mind. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one too. And now, if you look at Tesla, and I'm going to wrap up here soon, so I appreciate all 192 of you guys watching. When you look at Tesla, how can you not say in a year from now when Berlin's open, Texas is open, Shanghai's fully ramped, maybe India has a factory out, how can you not say that they're going to be selling more cars at a higher profit margin to more people and more models of different cars are going to be out, aka Cybertruck? What I tweeted this a month ago is when the first Cybertruck hits the road in the wild in your area, that's when a lot of people are going to change their mind on Tesla, like how we changed our mind. Jonathan, damn, you're going to thought. Hope that doesn't change anything, but yeah. FSD expansion too. Yeah, exactly. Guys, go watch FSD beta videos on YouTube. It's just nuts, the stuff that's happening. Gonzalo says, with Tesla, I think you really have to force yourself to think outside of the box. Example, the world population is growing. It's not inconceivable the future automated farms will have Tesla built parts. I think everything is going to go solar. I think everything has to go solar and has to go Powerwall soon. Nice. That's awesome. Can I get your advice on a screenshot? I don't know what that means. If you're on Discord, yeah, I mean, on Discord, feel free to. That's what I love about our Discord, and I hate plugging it, but I'm not plugging it so I can make money. I'm plugging it because we've built a great community of people in there. A lot of you guys that are commenting are in there. It's just an awesome community of people, because if one thing I've learned quite well now is if you try to invest and be in a community of investors, if you try to invest by yourself, you're going to have a narrow tunnel vision view. If you have a bunch of people around you with differing views, and not an echo chamber, because we have a great widespread amount of opinions in the Discord, you get to make a better decision with your investing. That's just the bottom line. And I mean, that's it. Like at $5, when was the last time you paid $5 and lost on a $5 trade in your account? So Patreon link is in the description. Yeah, if you join Patreon, it'll automatically add you in the Discord. Yeah, if you connect your accounts. But again, we don't give financial advice anywhere. Just not what we do. But yeah, definitely join. Power Pack, if they're building the largest battery pack with P&G in California, Tesla's teaming up with Samsung. Yeah, Tesla is teamed up with Samsung. So no, you're mature behind your ears. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. The wisdom of the crowd. Exactly. It's a big thing. Like when I was younger, I tried to do everything by myself. I tried to be cavalier. I was more cavalier back then. I thought if I was going to do something, I was going to do it my way. And I knew everything I needed to know. And you learn the lesson that like, maybe you can be successful by yourself, but why would you? Being a part of a team is a lot better. It makes the highs a lot higher. It makes the lows a lot higher as well, in my opinion. Like this week by yourself, if you're investing, is a tough week. If you're part of a good community where we're still talking long term, we're trying to think rationally here. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys here. I'm gonna tune out. I'm gonna tune off now. Awesome power hour. The sun algo seemed to work until it didn't. Just for an update. Hey, welcome to. Oh man, the sun. Jesus Christ. Ikram, welcome to Patreon. The sun algo worked all the way from the bottom of 677 to 688 if you had topped out, but we had closed at 671. So it is what it is. I appreciate all you guys watching. On your way out, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button if you like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Again, you have to hit the bell, guys. I keep getting Twitter DMs. You have to hit the bell to be alerted to live streams. And even then, if you're not getting it, I think it's a YouTube bug. You have to hit the bell, undo the bell notification, and then redo it. It should work. I'm sorry, that's just a YouTube thing. I appreciate all you guys watching, every single one of you guys. Thanks for making my week, even though it was a tough one. I'm sure it was for you too. I'll catch you guys next week. Catch you in the Discord for the Patreon members. Much love to every single one of you guys supporting. I'll have more videos hopefully out this weekend. And let me know, comments or Twitter or whatever, however you want to message me with any sort of video ideas. So hopefully next week, Tesla's back at 800, 700 plus, and we'll be smiling again, even though we can smile now. All right, guys, take care. Peace.